Welcome back. A lot of the times, sometimes, right? I'm going to start off with another example. You're going through life or whatever, you're going through your day, and the day before, the week before, whatever it was all good and productive, and then all of a sudden, you just stop doing the work. Today you feel tired, you don't want to do any work. You try to do some work, but you just can't get yourself to do it. What's up with that? Well, there's three different things and three different times where you should focus your energy and productivity into so you don't end up tired and in this situation. Number one, most important place to utilize your energy is in the morning. In the morning, you can't be lazy or tired or I don't want to get up. You have to get up, do your morning routine, and get along with your day. It's that simple. You have to, no matter what, no matter how tired you are, no matter how much energy you don't have, take the energy from the sun. I don't care. And if there's no sun, take the energy from the moon. You have to use all the energy you can to get up and make that morning the most productive morning you can, because your morning sets your tone for the day. If you are lazy in the morning and you're gluttonous, you go eat a fat breakfast with hella carbs or whatever, right? That sets your mood for the day. You've just set yourself up for failure. And you know what? If it's at the start of the week, if you even do that, if you think like, oh yeah, Monday's the start of the week, or if you think Sunday's the start of the week, it's all marketing, right? But anyways, if you think that, then if you do it at the start of the week, then that sets the tone for your week, right? So, and if on that day, or you woke up like that, you start a business, a club or something, and you have a bad tone set, then that's going to set the tone for the club. Whenever you go to work on the club, because you started it on that certain day, or whenever you go to start on that business, because you started it on that certain day, over time, you're going to lose interest more easily. You're not going to be more inclined to do your work. Your tone of that morning, you may not even realize it, affects your day, and because it affects your day, it affects what you do in that day. If you start something in that day, it's going to stay in that. So, what you need to do, have even a tiny routine in the morning, like get up, get your stuff, shower or whatever, then get changed, get stuff ready if you've got school or something, but we'll put that as a half, and then say food, but not like maybe one egg. Like I have one egg and 6 nuts because it's not too much. You need to have a bit. If I could have not the egg, I would, but for certain reasons I have to. But for that would be your routine, right? And when you get up, you're like, oh, maybe I can shower in 5 minutes. No, you shower now. Or maybe I can go get my clothes ready in even 1 minute. No, you have to go get your clothes now. That's how it works, and that's how you're going to be productive in the day. Because if you're lazy in the morning, you're going to be lazy in the day. So whatever you can do to keep and use the maximum amount of your energy in the morning is what you have to be able to do to keep the maximum amount of your energy in the morning. Alright, if the morning is the most important time of the day, that's first. Well, I'm sure you can guess what the second most important part of the day is, and that is before you go to sleep at night or whatever. If you always try, you're getting 5 hours of sleep, maybe getting 5 hours of sleep once, if you have a perfect schedule, won't affect you that much the next morning. But if you do it the next morning, again, 5 hours of sleep, you're going to be tired, and then you're going to be lazy in the morning, because sometimes it's harder to get the energy you need for the morning, especially when you don't give your body the ability to recuperate the energy that it lost the last day. You need to be able to give yourself the energy during the night, during sleeping, so that in the morning you can wake up and be productive. So what I was saying in the other video, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you are working on something that has to do with your purpose or your goals, it aligns with that, and you stay up for half an hour or an hour or something, the next morning you won't be as tired as if you stayed up watching some dumb YouTube or a movie or playing video games, right? You won't be as tired in the morning. But it all comes to a certain thing. Like, you can't go 1.5 hours every single day working. Yeah, it's more work, right? But you need to learn how to get your work into other times of the day, which isn't as important. So yes, 1 or 2 days you can go to sleep half an hour, an hour late if you're working on something that aligns with your purpose, if you've got like a deadline or you want to do it by this time, right? But if you do that every single day, every single week, you make it a routine to stay an hour later than you know you should, just because you're working, over time you're gonna get tired or whatever, and then you're gonna have one bad morning where you wake up not properly, and then what? Exactly, you don't get any work done, and then you're too tired to actually do your work whenever it is in the day. So what happens is, fair enough, like, you're tired, you had a lazy morning, you don't want to do work, but the problem with that is you skip 1 day of working or of gym or something when you know you should go gym or you should have worked. Next time you're a bit tired, or next time you don't feel like working, your brain uses it as an excuse, and it says, look, before, I've already skipped a day of gym, I've already skipped a day of work, whatever it is. And due to that, makes it easier for your brain to make it a good idea in your own head to skip that work or skip that gym session. So yes, 1, maybe 2 days, half an hour, an hour late to sleep if you're working or doing something that you need to finish, yeah, do it. But otherwise, if you notice that it's time when you need to start getting to sleep, right, or what you can do, get a notepad, stick it on your monitor, whatever you're working. If you don't, just take it in a book or a piece of paper or something and take it home. Write down what you were doing and what stage of it you were doing, and your ideas of what you were gonna do, so that next morning you don't forget. Because that's the main reason that people will stay up doing work. They're like, oh, I want to do this now, because if I wake up tomorrow I'll forget, or I'll forget my ideas that I've got a good idea right now. So write it down, put it somewhere, and then next morning, whenever you're working next, come and you can just go straight back to it. Now, the third most important part of your day is, believe it or not, the time which you work most efficiently. Whether that's the time, not when you work most efficiently, but the time to work, right? You need to have your energy. If you're in school or something and you've got some lesson which isn't that important to you, you don't want to waste your energy on that, because you've got a certain amount of brain points in your head, right? Throughout the day you wake up, depending on the sleep you get, obviously you get more or less. If you're at school, right, because school isn't like, you don't work before going to school and then you go to school at a certain time and come back and go to sleep. No, it's as soon as you wake up, you get ready, you go to school. You don't really have much time unless you wake up earlier or you live closer to the school, which is a benefit because you can get more stuff done more productively without sacrificing any sleep. So if you do all of this in work and you let all these things bother you at school or something, then it takes up your brain points. Even if you're just talking to someone, it takes up your brain points. When you're writing stuff down and thinking of stuff, it takes up your brain points. So what happens is, when you get home and you don't have any brain points left. Like, all you want to do, you don't want to work. It feels harder to do the work. It feels harder to go to the gym, because you can't think clearly. You lose focus. You just want to go to sleep. So obviously, don't just give up on school, but you need to learn to ration your brain points. No, right, for this lesson I'll do this, yeah. Or maybe even just in certain lessons, just focus on the work, and then don't let any distractions take up your brain points. Like, if some random guy's talking or yapping in the class, you just don't listen to them, even if it like seems rude. Like, would you rather seem rude or keep your brain points and keep on your journey to become the best version of yourself? But I wouldn't see how it's rude. I mean, if you saw someone else on their journey, and it's not like they don't like you, it's that they don't want to be disturbed and they want to be efficient as possible, you wouldn't be angry at them. So people won't be angry at you, and second of all, people don't care about you, they care about themselves. So they're not going to be thinking about, oh, look at him, he's not talking. They're going to be thinking about themselves and what other people think of them. They don't even notice you. But anyways, that is like an example, right? When you've got time for something, so like say your gym only opens from a certain time to a certain time, that would be the exception to this next rule, which is just whenever you're most productive. Like, when you get those 3 a.m. because you stayed up late or whatever, and you want to just do some work, you just want to get up, run a mile. If you find in your day what time you have the most energy and you're the most driven to do some work, even if you're barely driven, if you're the most driven out of that day, say it goes up to 100, that's the most driven you can be. But the whole day it's like at 10, but a tiny bit of the day it's at 12. It seems like nothing compared to 100, but that's the best part of your day. So what you want to do is you want to, over time, start learning when that is, and you want to, during that time, it's not like you only want to work during that time. No, you want to be working whenever you can, but obviously keeping it balanced. Like I said, you need to eat food, you need to get your sleep, you need to do other stuff, meditate, read. If you're always working, you're going to get worn out. But don't balance it with other stuff like video games or movies. Still do something productive, because if you're not doing something productive, you're not balancing it, life, you're destroying it. But once you've found that time, it's not the only time you work, it's the time where you work with no distractions at the start, right? If that's the only time you work with no distractions, you don't let anything tolerate you, you turn your phone on do not disturb or whatever, then it will raise the quality of your work, because that's when you have and you can save your energy for that time as well, instead of just maybe using all your energy in a time where you're less productive. You end up using your energy at a time where you have more productivity. So that's it for this. Those are the 3 most important times: morning, and because of that, night. And then third most important thing is when you're most productive, or time like sensitive work. Like, if something only opens from a certain time to a certain time, you've got to work during that time, you've got to focus during that time. So yeah, if you have any questions, join the Discord. We're going to start doing some calls in the Discord, so you can ask any questions, private calls as well sometimes if there's time left, obviously. Then any questions in the Discord, in the question channel, yeah, they'll be answered in a video most likely. So, and if not, you can ask stuff in general or in DMs or whatever, and then I can answer in DMs, or other people can help you in general, right? Remember to like if you like the video, and subscribe if you like the channel to keep it going up, getting in the algorithm, getting to other people's YouTubes. So yeah, in a bit.